aṣóńṣó abẹ́ aṣóńṣó abẹ́ ọ̀dàrà olórí agbẹ́rùlé o.
aṣóńṣó abẹ́
ọ̀dàrà olórí agbẹ́rùlé o.
aṣóńṣó abẹ́
láàlú olórí agbẹ́rùlé o.
aṣóńṣó abẹ́
bàbá mi olórí agbẹ́rùlé o.
aṣóńṣó abẹ́
láàlú tàrẹ wá o.
tàrẹ ṣàṣà tàrẹ wá bá mi.
láàlú tàrẹ wá o.
tàrẹ ṣàṣà tàrẹ wá bá mi.
láàlú tàrẹ wá o.
tàrẹ ṣàṣà tàrẹ wá bá mi.
ọkọ̀ lú tàrẹ wá o.
tàrẹ ṣàṣà tàrẹ wá
ta
bá
ló
mi.
dàpọ̀ nílùú.
èso ọ̀dàrà ló dàpọ̀ nílùú Rẹ̀mẹ̀tẹ̀.
ta ló dàpọ̀ nílùú.
èso ọ̀dàrà ló dàpọ̀ nílùú Rẹ̀mẹ̀tẹ̀.
tá ń dàpọ̀ nílùú.
èso ọ̀dàrà ló dàpọ̀ nílùú Rẹ̀mẹ̀tẹ̀.
ẹni ṣẹbọ lóore.
èṣù
bí ẹni ṣèṣù lóore.
èṣù
bí ẹni ṣẹbọ lóore.
èṣù gbé
ẹni ṣèṣù lóore.
èṣù gbé
yóò gbé o èṣù ni ó gbé yá mi.
yóò gbé o èṣù ní ògbéyà mi.
yóò gbé o èṣù ni ó gbé yá mi.
yóò gbé o èṣù ní ògbéyà mi.
yóò pa o èṣù ni ó pọ̀tá mi.
yóò pa o èṣù ní òpọ̀tà mi.
yóò pa o èṣù ni ó pọ̀tá mi.
yóò pa o èṣù ní òpọ̀tà mi yányán.
alangajiga alangajiga èṣù ó gbé wa o elégbèjàdó.
alangajiga
èṣù ó gbé wa o elégbèjàdó.
alangajiga
a ò rí gún a ò gbọ́dọ̀ ṣẹbọ.
alangajiga
a ò rákàlà a ò gbọ́dọ̀ ṣòro.
alangajiga
èṣù ó gbé wa o elégbèjàdó.
alangajiga.
Aboraboye. This is Olu Fakoladev Idinkai Ifa Temple. We welcome you to our Ile Juba Ifa Temple service. We do this every Sunday. We thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for being here with us, and we welcome you. Today, we want to begin as we always begin, and that is we begin with Ifa prayer. So let us begin in that same way. Mojuba loro, mojuba leda, mojuba loro mare, mojuba bobo romele, mojuba bobo imale, mojuba bobo egu tembili, toloro mare, mojuba mismis, modede lusu denzmer, mojuba darsma, mojuba basement, sini, mojuba akademic, mojuba kukademic, wakad, mojuba dali, mojuba nago, mojuba kukadom, mojuba kukawakad, mojuba jeni dan, mojuba kiri dali, mojuba kudali, mojuba james ovich, mojuba benino chini, wonga no blaka, then the sagu stinzo no, mojuba. Lusudan is married, Mojuba Dars Hall, Mojuba Basement, Senior Mojuba Academics, Mojuba Academics, Waki, Mojuba Shunga Day, Mojuba Agua Day, Mojuba Fraganamus, Mojuba Tour, Mojuba Florida, Mojuba Palau Corriente, Mojuba Felipe Zalaweto, Mojuba Kunjobi, Mojuba BAA, Mojuba Shimola, Mojuba Sharanko, Mojuba Umi Tornado, Mojuba Eshu, Mojuba Oba, or Sigma Ade from the first, Mojuba Felipe da Silva O'Neill, Ogundayi, Mojuba to all of my elders, Mojuba, Catherine Edmonds, Mojuba, Baba Robert Edmonds, Mojuba to my elders, Chief Shalagbade Popola, Mojuba, Ada Wifa, Mojuba, Jose Rodriguez, Mojuba to all of our elders. I share Ifa, please ward off all the sickness, cases, controversy, ward off fights, litigation, losses, and outright fights from all of us today. Ifa, please hear our prayers. Olodumare, please hear our prayers. Ajogbe, Ifa says it is a gradual process. I say it is a gradual process. Where is the rat of yesternight? The poor rat of yesternight is still alive. Let her continue to suffer. Let her continue to experience want. She will soon become great. She will soon become prominent. She will soon become Torofini, the leader among all rats. We have made Torofini the leader now. All rats come and pay your homage. All rats. Ifa says it's a gradual process. I say it's a gradual process. Where is the poor fish of yesternight? The poor fish of yesternight is still alive. Let her continue to suffer. Let her continue to experience want. Soon she will become great. Soon she will become prominent. Soon she will become Akagba, the leader among all fish. We have made Akagba, leader of all fish. All fish, come and pay your tribute. Ifa says the gradual process. I say it's the gradual process. Where is the poor bird of yesternight? The poor bird of yesternight is still alive. Let her continue to suffer. Let her continue to experience want. She will soon become great. She will soon become prominent. She will soon become Okinini, the leader among all birds. We have made Okin the leader among all birds. Come and pay your homage, all birds. Ifa says the gradual process. I say it's a gradual process. Where is the poor beast of yesternight? The poor beast of yesternight is still alive. Let her continue to experience want. She will soon become great. She will soon become prominent. She will soon become Kiniyun Nini, leader among all beasts. We have made Kiniyun the leader among beasts. All beasts come and pay your homage. All beasts. If I says it's a gradual process, I say it's a gradual process. Where is the poor man of yesternight? The poor man of yesternight, he is still alive. Let him continue to experience want. Let him continue to suffer. He will soon become great. He will soon become prominent. He will soon become known as Okambi, the leader among all humans. We have made Okambi leader now. Come and pay your homage, all humans. Ifa, we know that there's times that we have to go through. There's times we have to sometimes suffer and experience want. Ifa, help us to continue to live through those challenging times. Help us not to delete ourselves, but to input ourselves and embrace and lean into the challenges so that we can soon become known, that we can soon become prominent. Ifa, we pray for those times that we are down so that we will all come up. Ifa, let us all come up. Everybody say, come up in the chat. We want to come up. Let us come up. Ifa, ward off all death, ward off sickness, ward off cases, controversy, ward off fights, litigation, losses, outright fights, ward off witchcraft and negative energy from us, ward off evil and danger from us. Bring forth to us long life, wealth, good spouse, good children, longevity, prosperity, victory over adversity, peace of mind, joy, healing, success, and seven-figure income. We call on the Holy Odu. We call on you, Ifa, that you move my ego out of the way, move any negative energy of me out of the way, so that we can hear words of Ifa, we can hear good Ifa. Ema kami mene amo, ema kami mene ano, ema kami mene adeloku, samole tori Ifa loni mi, bora timpanini, eni bana mi aon ti Ifa lelejo, ashe o, ashe. Ifa, please continue to support us. Oh, Shetra, Tiny of the fetal tubes. The stars of a communion is not big enough. Jesus head here. Had it been enough, Jesus head here, I would have taken it home and on my head with it. Easy fast decorations to Aru'ala. When going spiritual mission to Jibbaland. We call looks in same pay money. Contact and make rich. On Aru'ala, respecting the Jibbaland. Oh, Sheru'ala, it's a good awu. Oh, Shetra. I kick in Bagisa. That church up against the Chukasa Rumla when he sees Iba and I share from all of them. If an award tells you should be wealthy, surely be wealthy. I kick it in Pakistan, and the mouth ones I dip on that share, and the mouth of an award. If an altar you have joy, you still have joy. I kick it in Pakistan, and the mouth ones I dip on that share, and the mouth of an award. If an altar you have victory, you still have victory. I kick it in Pakistan, and the mouth ones I dip on that share, and the mouth of an award. Maybe so, surely shall it be. Ashe orisha lẹ́nu mi, ashe orisha lẹ́nu mi. Gbogbo tí mo bá màmá wí o, inú mọ̀lẹ́ ó bà. Ifá ó bá o, ashe orisha lẹ́nu mi, ashe. Bí mo dúró, tí mo súre, bí mo bẹ̀rẹ̀, tí mo súre, bí mo kúnlẹ̀, tí mo súre, bí mo jókòó, tí mo súre. Everyone put your hand on your head. Your Ori is your good luck charm. Ori yeni larure yeni yo. Ori yeni larure yeni. Mojulo miufawa mori. Ori yeni larure yeni. Aje. Obare chasu. Ifa oba loro. Atibadaju. Ifa oba loro. Oh Lord Almighty, and the divinities, the Irumole, the 256, or do we call on you? We ask that you would continue to ward off all death, ward off all sickness, ward off all cases, controversy, ward off fights, litigation, losses, outright fights, ward off witchcraft and negative energies from us. Bring forth to us long life, wealth, good spouse, good children, longevity, prosperity, victory, healing. Help us to have healing and joy this week. Ashe Alaboru, Aboye, Aboshishe, Agboato. Hey, once again, we thank you all for joining us today. We thank you. We see you out there. I'm looking at two different cameras on two different levels. I'm looking at everyone in Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram land, and I'm looking at everybody on TikTok land. So we thank you all for joining us today. I want you to like and share. This is going to be a very, very valuable Ifa sermon for all of us today. Very valuable because so many of us get caught up. And I want y'all to let me know where you're from so I can interact with you at the end. All right, so let's begin. So, first, some of you are angry at heaven because your life looks buried. You think God forgot you because nothing is breaking through at this time. But what if I told you that a seed looks dead right before it becomes unstoppable? What if this season of silence is not a punishment? What if the reason nothing is happening above ground is because everything is happening underneath? Some blessings take root in darkness before they ever touch the light. In Ifa, delay is never emptiness. Delay is preparation. Delay is testing. Delay is timing. And some of you this morning are standing 1 inch away from your groundbreaking, ground shaking opening. Ifa says in Iwori Meji, the hands of the youths cannot reach the shelf. Those of the elders cannot enter the neck of the gourd, the errand that a youth sends an elder on. Let that elder refuse not. These were the assignments of a father that is expected for a father to carry out for his child. This was the forecast for Akapo when he went to complain against Orunmila in the presence of Olodumare. He was advised to offer elbow. He complied. He who listens to and judges one side, you do not do well. He who listens to and judges one side, you are wicked. When you have not heard from the other side, why are you passing judgment? So this is a very interesting and popular Ifa story from Iwori Meji. In this story, Akapo. Akapo is, the name literally means bag holder. So this is the individual who holds the bag of Ifa. And I want to transliterate that into the one who holds the money. Like, because we have a slang term where we talk about getting the bag, getting to the bag, right? So the Akapo was the holder of the bag, yet he was not in possession of the bag yet. So he went to Olodumare, and he went to Olodumare essentially to complain against Orunmila. Why? Why did he go to Almighty God to complain against Orunmila? He went there because Akapo was doing everything right. He was offering a bow for people. He was offering a bow for himself. He was patient. He was kind. He was a good person. And he was treating everyone right. And the things that he wanted, he wasn't He was praying for money. He wasn't getting any money. He wanted to marry. he never could land a good and serious relationship. So he was angry. He was angry at not only God, he was angry at Orunmila. And he went to God to complain about the Irumule. Have any of you all ever done that? You gone to God, gone to Olodumare, was like, hold up, let me tell you about your people. Let me tell you about your Irumule here. Let me tell you about yourself, God. You know, any of you ever done this? Been so angry, so hurt by a situation that didn't come to fruition in your life that you went and complained to God about God. This is what Akapo did. And so when he went to complain to Olodumare, he shared his side of the story. And Olodumare sat there and listened and listened and listened. And after that, Olodumare called Orunmila. And Orunmila came up, and Olodumare wanted to hear his side. And Orunmila then said, first of all, Akapo is doing well. He's doing everything so to Ifa's directives. There's only one thing he's doing wrong. And that one thing is when his clients come to offer Ebo and they leave their animals, Akapo goes and gets their animals, and he then offers his own Ebo with their animals. The problem is that when he offers Ebo with their animals that they just offered Ebo with, and he didn't pay for them, then when the Ebo reaches heaven, Eshu sees the face of the person who put money down for the animal. So, one, Akapo, you need to shift that. You need to purchase your Ebo materials. That's one. Two, Orunmila said, Akapo is doing so well. At this time, he is one step away from his breakthrough. He is one Ebo away, one character change away from his breakthrough. It's just about timing. He needs to be a little bit more calm, a little bit more patient, because he's about to experience his breakthrough. He's right at the edge of providence, and it is just not time yet. That leads me to the first point, folks. It's not time yet. Type that in the chat. It ain't time yet. Ifa speaks about a person who everything around them looks ready. People are even helping them, but success is still delayed. And Ifa is letting us know here, it's just not time yet. It's just not time yet. It's not failure. It's not rejection. It's timing. Some of you are not blocked. You're being held until the moment matters. The person shall have their success within the right season. And initial setbacks should not stop you. Let's go to the next point. Ifa says in the Odu Ifa Eroso Meji, how is Ada, the cutlass? Ada has gone to the farm. How is Ada? Ada has gone to the stream. Ada is now very sharp-edged. This was Ifa cast for the echo seller of Ideri town, who shall become wealthy before evening time. She was advised to offer Ebo. She complied. Now the echo seller of Ideri, I thought you said you made no profit. The echo seller of Ideri, you complained. You made no profit. You wear a black dress and tie on a red wrapper and use a green dress as gele. You sit majestically and you wear broad smile. The echo seller of Idere, you complain, you made no profit. This is the story of the echo seller. Y'all know what echo is. Echo's like corn pudding. And she was the person who sold the echo in the market. And so as she was selling, she was very popular, but she was not making very much profit. So she went for a Ifa consultation to help improve her sales. The Babalao told her that her sales would indeed improve. However, what she needed to improve those sales was inject a little patience. She needed to be very patient at all times. And she was also told that when her sales picked up, she should never deny that her blessings came from Ifa. After she offered Ebo, her sales began to pick up. Soon, she was selling 20 and 30 baskets of Echo a day. And soon, she was wearing new clothes. And, she had that shine. She started buying new things. The only issue is she continued to complain. I want y'all to think about that. Have you ever been blessed, but you continue to complain about the stuff you don't have? When the echo seller did this, the Babalao who offered her Ebo, he shows up and visited her at her shop in the market. And when he came to visit her, he noticed that she was still talking that yang about, I don't have this, I don't have that. Yet she was fresh pressed. She had on a new outfit. She was rocking red bottoms. You feel me? She was wearing the new thing. Had the new iPhone. Oh man, but there's something light. I need the I need that new Lexus. I need that new Maybach. She was talking like that. So that Babalao then went and decided he would teach her a lesson that she would not soon forget. He came back to the shop, and this time he had agogo bells, he had drummers and singers, and he started singing the echo seller of Idere. I thought you said you made no profit. The echo seller of Idere, you complain you made no profit. You wear a black dress and a red wrapper. You use a green dress as your gele, and you sit majestically. Yet you complain you made no profit. Point number 2, success requires waiting and acknowledgement. This woman was selling food. She complained daily that nothing was working. Ifa told her, be patient. Your profit and your product is not ready yet. Do not expect to sell immediately. It is still not that time. After patience, sales exploded from 1 basket to 16. Some of what you are calling failure, Ifa is saying, not ready. The echo seller, at a time, she wasn't ready. And then, finally, when she was ready, she didn't acknowledge what she had because she was still thinking about all the other things that she wanted. Acknowledge it and recognize that sometimes you're just not ready. Let us go to the third and final Ifa for the day. And this comes from Ejiogbe. Ifa says, when the day dawns, we should extend greetings to one another. Failure to extend greetings amounts to keeping and holding malice. Failure to extend greetings to a particular person constitutes holding malice against that person. Cast Ifa for Olurumbi when she said she would no longer be greeting Ifa. They asked her why. She said it is because she had been following Ifa for a long time to no avail. Orumila woke up early in the morning and said, "Good morning, Olorumbi." She said, "Hmm." Orumila asked her why she was mumbling and grumbling. She said that she didn't have husband. Ifa prepared the herbs for a spouse. Olurumbi then became a successful married woman. After receiving spouse and the spouse of her choice, she refused to be thankful to Ifa. This is a much longer verse, but we'll share it within the story. In this story, there was a woman by the name of Olurumbi, and Olurumbi was a very avid Ifa devotee. She was very much into and devoted to Ifa for many years. But at a certain point in time, she started thinking, you know what? I ain't getting what I want out of this deal. So I'm on strike. I am refusing to pray to Ifa anymore. I am refusing to greet Ifa anymore. And when this happened, Orumila noticed. And Orumila went out of his way to greet Olurumbi. Early in the morning, he saw Olurumbi and he went to greet her. Let's take a pause for a moment. Imagine the Irumule seeing you and greeting you. Like they take their time out of their busy schedule. Like, hold up. Let me holler at this one. And you like, nah, I ain't with it. Wait, what? That's essentially what happened. Orumila greeted Olurumbi and she was like, gone with that, Orumila. Nah, bruh, not today. And Orumila was like, why are you so mad? And Olurumbi said, I have been praying very long, and all I want is a spouse. And Orumila went and prepared medicine, charm, soap, all these things that would make her attractive to a spouse. Within 6 months, she had found the man of her dreams. Within a year, she was a happily married woman. And then she was walking along the next day, which was days and days and days, perhaps a year later, and Orumila saw her, and Orumila went out of his way again to greet her. He said, "What's up, Olurumbi?" And she said, "Going with that, I'm good." Orumila said, "Why are you mumbling and grumbling?" And she said, "Well, I've been working and praying for so long, and I have no wealth to speak of." And Orumila went, offered a bow, prepared all of these things, medicines, charms, and all of those, and gave it to Olurumbi. She wore them, and it attracted wealth to her. She started merchandising, and soon all of her sales picked up. At the end of a year, she was close to being a millionaire. Then Orumila saw her perhaps a year or so later, and Orumila went out of his way to greet Olurumbi again. He said, Ekaro Olorumbi. And she basically said, Ekano Orumila. And he was taken aback. He said, yeah, why are you mumbling and grumbling? She said, well, all this time I've been praying and worshiping, and I have no title to speak of within this community. I'm a nobody. And Orumila went and prepared the medicine and all the things that would help her to get the resources so that she could have a title and campaign for a leadership title, a chieftaincy title within her community. She did this. He gave that to her. Within a short amount of time, she became a high-ranking chief within her community. At this time, Olorumbi had the man of her dreams. She was a wealthy woman, and she had an important title. She had importance within her community, and all of this was given to her by Ifa. And she still was hating. Next, after all of that, Orumila saw her, and he went out of his way to greet Olorumbi. And when he did this, Olorumbi mumbled and grumbled and said some nasty words under her breath. And Orumila said, now what? Now what's up, girl? What's happening? She said, I've been praying for so long, and I have no child to speak of. And Orumila at this time, I'm sure he was at his edge. He said, well, you know what? Didn't I give you the husband? Yes. Am I not responsible for making you wealthy? She said, yes, you are. Am I not responsible for being the one to make sure you have a title within your community? She was like, yes, that's all you. And you never said thank you. I didn't. Okay. Well, for this, your child is not with me. Your child is with Iroko. Iroko Ogba Olowere. If you need a child, go and beg for one in the home of Iroko Ogba Olowere. And she was like, what does this mean? He's like, many women go to Iroko tree and they make their plea for a child. And then once they get their child, they come and give Iroko tree the offering. So after this, Olorumbi, she went to the area where the Iroko tree shrine was. And it was a mile of women lined up. Some women had their babies in arms and their offerings in the other arm. And as they were going, the women were saying, Iroko tree, we pay your homage. If you make sure that I have a child by next year, because my family is getting upset. They think I'm infertile. If you make sure that I have a child next year's time, I will come and I will give you a she-goat. Or if you make sure that I am able to have healthy and safe delivery with this current child, I will come back and give you one big hen next year. And so all these women were making these pledges. And some of them were giving their offerings. And Olorumbi looked at this and was like, man, look at these what these chicks doing? Basically, She was like, what these women doing? What these chicks doing? Talking to a tree? You got me busted. She went to the tree and she said, oh, great Iroko tree, if you give me a baby, I promise I will come and sacrifice this baby to you next year. And the women were like, wait, hold up. What's up with her? What's going on with this woman? And Iroko tree was like, be careful what you're saying. She said it again. Iroko tree said, are you sure? Because once you make this promise, it's binding. She said, you know what? I'm sure. And don't ask me again. All the women that were there scattered. Then Olurumbi went home and her and her husband talked, and one thing led to another. Within a month, she was pregnant. And in that pregnancy, it was such a wonderful and blessed time for her. And shortly thereafter, 10 months to be exact, she gave birth to a baby boy. And Olurumbi felt like this was the most beautiful child she had ever seen. The child was the shining light of her whole community, of her family, and the whole community. The whole hood loved the child. Then Olurumbi remembered her pledge. That is when she went to Orunmila in tears. She never thought she could conceive a child. She never thought if she could conceive one, she would give birth to one. She didn't believe any of what Orunmila had told her or what anyone had said about this tree. And when she went back, the Odu that came was Ejiogbe. Olurumbi was then told that she was in the current situation because of her recalcitrance, because she failed to show gratitude, because of her disbelief and her disrespect. That was why she was in her current situation. She took for granted all the things Olodumare had provided for her, all the things that Ifa had given her. She was then told, offer Ebo. And the Ebo was one he-goat and 2,000 cowries and one knife. That's a lot of money because what's happening is she is basically paying for all the BS she put herself through with her attitude. When she offered the Ebo, Eshu Odar decided to follow her to the shrine of Iroke because if he hadn't gone, it would have been a bloodbath. When she got there, she saw all the women from the previous year with their babies in arms while giving Iroko tree what they had promised. When it came time for Olurumbi, she pleaded and cried with Iroko not to give up her baby. She said, please, I didn't believe, and you made a believer out of me. I'm so sorry. And Iroko tree said, I show no mercy. He said, no one told you to make that pledge, but since you did, now I must collect that child. Iroko said that the he-goat that you brought, no, that is unacceptable. That is when Eshu Odar came into action. Eshu Odar then reached around, grabbed the knife that she used to offer Ebo with, and slaughtered the he-goat, wrapped the he-goat's head in a wrapper like a baby. And when Olurumbi had put her baby down and was pleading. Then Eshu switched the baby with the head of the he-goat and said, Orokochi, do you accept this? Before Orokochi pulled it up. Yes, I accept it. And then pulled the head wrapped as a baby and unwrapped it and was like, this is the head of a he-goat. And Eshu Odara essentially said, you cannot accept a head twice. You can't collect a head 2 times. Why did you not check before you received it? That was the way Olurumbi solved her problem. Now, let's talk about it. Some people are not waiting because God forgot about them. They are waiting because their gratitude, their maturity has not reached the level of the desire of their spirit. This leads me to the third and final point. Some breakthroughs are delayed until gratitude is learned. In this Ifa Olurumbi's lesson, Olurumbi is one of the absolute most dangerous examples in Ifa because her problem was not laziness. Her problem was not disobedience. Her problem was lack of gratitude. Her lack of gratitude also led to recalcitrance. It was spiritual ingratitude. Her problems was a level of repulsive doubt. Every time she lacked something, Ifa answered. Orunmila came and intervened, blessed her in spite of herself, in spite of what she did. Yet every answered prayer produced more complaints instead of gratitude. Some people keep missing joy because they only see what is still missing. Olurumbi became wealthy. Olurumbi became married. Olurumbi became a homeowner. Olurumbi became a chief in her community. But she still lived emotionally like she had nothing. This is spiritual blindness. When heaven has moved heaven and earth for you, but your heart still behaves like nothing happened. That spiritual blindness. Some people are standing inside of answered prayers, still talking like they are cursed. Ingratitude can block the next level of your destiny. When Olurumbi wanted a child, Orunmila finally stopped helping her. Why? Because Ifa will not keep pouring what is sacred into vessels that never actualized or acknowledged the source. It's clear that she had favor from God, but she took that favor for granted. Her womb was not blocked by witches. Her womb was blocked by ungrateful character. Sometimes the delay is not an attack. Sometimes Orun, heaven, is waiting for you to your character to catch up to your blessings. If gratitude does not grow with your blessings will stop growing. If you cannot honor small miracles, you cannot be trusted with the great ones. Olurumbi dishonored wealth, marriage, home, chieftaincy. So when she went back and asked for a child, she had to go outside of the covering of Ifa. She had to go outside of the covering of Ifa because sometimes Ifa protects us from ourselves, protects us from our own stupidity, our own lack of thought, our own stubbornness of what we say. If F this, forget this, God is bad, God is not doing anything for me. Okay, go out there in the world. Let's see how you fare. And then you go out and mill around and take that same crappy attitude to other entities. Now see what happens. Iroko tree didn't have a barometer of, okay, she's being stupid. Iroko tree was like, all right, we can go. I want all the smoke. I'm here for it. Because I'm going to bless you. But I'm here for the smoke too. You say you want to do this? I'm with it. Let's go. When we look at that, she had to go outside of the covering of Ifa in order to seek the blessing. And that outside of the covering of Ifa then put her in danger, but not in danger in that real sense. In danger in the sense of your mouth is going to get you. Your mouth is going to write a check that your behind can't cash. And outside divine covering, she entered into danger. That is the hidden terror of this story. Ingratitude can force people into desperate covenants they were never meant to make. Her lack of thanks pushed her into reckless desperation. Be careful. When gratitude disappears, desperation starts making vows wisdom would never make. Now let's get to the topic. Are you still down? Maybe nothing is happening right now because the roots are still growing. Your timing is still forming. Your spirit is being prepared. Because Ifa teaches delay is not always denial. Sometimes, delay is where character is built before destiny is released. Some of you are crying over what has not come yet, but Ifa sent me to ask, have you thanked Olodumare for what has already come? Because the seed that complains about being underground may not realize it is already becoming a tree. You are already becoming great. You just can't see it yet. The soil is cracking. The pressure was never your burial. The pressure was your becoming. You are not buried. You've been planted. And when planted things rise, they cannot ask permission. And they do not ask permission to become forests. Aboru, Aboye, Abo Shisheo, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here today. I feel like that was a very valuable talk, not only for all of you, but that sometimes the things that I'm saying, I'm speaking to myself. I'm speaking to all of us, but we're speaking to ourselves, and Ifa is so powerful and beautiful that, we don't have to do grandiose things. All we need is the right verse. We need the right medicine, right? It doesn't always have to be another ebo. It has to be that right word. And if we have a term, enu awo, out of the mouth of the awo. All right? Sometimes it is out of the mouth of the awo where the blessing will come. So thank you so much. Let me go to the chat here. All right, I see people in the chat. Thank you so much, Ia, Anna, Awajola, Aburo Boy. Thank you so much for joining us. Right, it is not time yet. All right, good to see you. Ruwa Omi, thank you. Ojen, is this Ojena Ifa Diwura Ariloba? Good to see you. Good to see you, Allison. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, thank you. James, good to see you. Good to see you there. Also, everybody up here. All right, thank you so much. I see everybody in the chat on TikTok. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this. Yeah, trying to bring top tier teaching for show. Ifa wise, because we need that. We definitely need that. So, in terms of that, those of you who are very interested in being a part of Idinka Ifa Temple, you are welcome to join. We have, you can learn more about how to join on the website, www.idinkaifatemple.com. Also, we are here in McDonough, Georgia. We have a compound here where we're doing Ifa work, and we try to do it in as natural environment as possible. If any of you are interested in coming and also learning, participating at the temple, you are most certainly welcome. Please contact me. My phone number is on the screen. Also, we have the Omo Awo program. The Omo Awo program is a program where we teach the character of being Babalawo or Yanifa, as well as the beginnings, the intro rudimentary process of how to do Osheifa, how to do Ori ritual, Ibori feeding the Ori, Isolomoronko naming ceremony, how to do all the processes, Eboriru, how to do Ifa divination. If you are initiated to Ifa and you are interested, please reach out to us. And also, if you are interested in being initiated to Ifa, please contact us. We should be doing some Itefas very soon on this land. Along with that, if you are interested in donating, you can donate to the Zelle below, 3232441133. Thank you, and we accept all donations, and we thank you. That is used to keep the lights on. It's used to keep the power going, and also times when we are blessing other people who, may not have the money for Ebo or the money to do various things. We also support people like that. So thank you once again. All right. So let us close. Ola Domari, we thank you for life, health, strength, food, clothing, and shelter. We thank you for all the blessings that you have provided for us. We ask you to continue to ward off our death, ward off our sickness, ward off our cases and controversies, ward off fights, litigation, losses in our fights, ward off witchcraft and negative energy from us. Bring forth to us on life, wealth, good spouse, good children, longevity, prosperity, victory, diversity, peace of mind, joy, healing. God, please help us to recognize our blessings. Help us to recognize that in our time of being planted, that we're not being buried. Help us to recognize that we are on the rise. We are on the come up. Help us to actualize and embrace it and embrace the time. As Benny the Butcher says, it's a ton of blessings that you can learn from being broke, because all those lessons that you learn are going to bring you to the come up. Aboro Aboye, Abo Shishe Agbato. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.